Hi guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Andrea Johnson, Reiki Master Teacher and Practitioner, Energy Worker, and Spiritual Lifestyle Content Maker. Coming at you with another Conscious Coffee Talk episode. So in these coffee talks, I like to talk about all things metaphysical, spiritual, personal development, and anything that we can talk about that expands our consciousness. Because that is what we are about here, bettering ourselves. In today's episode, I am being nudged, I don't know why, but to talk about crystals. If you know me, you know that I do work with crystals, but I'm not a crystal expert. I work with crystal experts, but I would not consider myself one. I just like to use these things in my life, like daily life, and in my energy work sessions. So in today's episode, I want to dive into what exactly are these little boogers, what you can use them for, and demystify kind of the woo-woo stigma around them. Let's just dive in, shall we? First off, what are crystals? Now I'm gonna reference from a book that I really like. It's called Crystal Reiki Healing. When I first started using crystals, it's where I got a lot of my information from, more so of just ideas of how I wanted to use them. Well, hi. My cats love to sit with me while I do these videos. If you guys have seen any of my other videos, my cats are all in them. So if you are new to crystals, I highly recommend reading that book, and it has a really nice glossary at the end of it with like all of the crystals that you could ever think of, with pictures and what you could use them for. So it's really good. Let's go over what exactly are crystals. Like, obviously they are the earth, right? But they're minerals and they're formed over time, and what they do is they take on the energy of the environment in which they were formed. So essentially they are absorbing molecules into perfect patterns. So if you're familiar with energy or like sacred geometry, very healing. Our universe is made up of energy, and that means you are too. That means these are too, and they radiate different frequencies, just like your unique bundle of energy we call your soul radiates a certain frequency that no other soul will radiate. So it makes perfect sense what these things are, and they radiate energy, and they actually bring into balance energy in their environment, which means they can balance your energetic system, which is your soul is your energy, your energetic system is your chakras, your nadis. He's baking biscuits on my boot. Your energetic system is your chakras, your nadis, your aura. So what people do is they will use crystals to balance their own energetic system to help give them what they need in the moment, and dependent upon the crystals that they use will be the energy that they need. So different crystals radiate different frequencies because of the molecules that formed them. This is citrine, so this will radiate the solar plexus chakra, while this amethyst will radiate the third eye chakra. So two totally different crystals meant for different things. So this one would bring you more clarity. This would bring you more like working with your psychic abilities, connection with the universe. It also touches the crown a little bit, while this one would bring you more of that confidence energy, a better relationship with yourself, the willpower, the solar plexus. So if you're making goals or things like that, you're gonna want something of this nature by you. So that's exactly what they are for. That's how they are used as tools. That's how they are used as healings. Our ancestors used these things. That's why people wear them. Shoot, I mean, guys, your freaking wedding rings, your rings are made of crystals. Your birthstones are crystals. You know, you wearing these things, it's healing for you. And subconsciously, you already know that. That's why you're drawn to certain crystals, because you need it. So that kind of gives you an overview of what they are and kind of what they're used for. Now, a little bit more in the scientific realm of it, like we use crystals for technology. In the book that I referenced talks about using crystals for our computers, the radios. We use them for our dishwashers. Like, you would not be able to watch this video had we not have crystals. I mean, cell phones use them. So they're used for technology. They're energy, they're electric, they're magnetic. So are we. It's not devil's work. It's not anything woo-woo. It's literally science, guys. And all that spirituality or this woo-woo like dogma that is around crystals is just people's interpretation of it. It's programming that we have developed around these things. How you can really use it, I kind of went over a little bit of like an overview of it balancing energy. You can also charge crystals, you can cleanse with crystals, you can transmute energy with crystals. So what this actually means is, so say that you're feeling a certain way, you're feeling stressed, you're anxious, you're wanting to balance your emotions. So depending on how you feel, you would grab a certain crystal. If you're anxious and stressed out, it probably means that you need to ground more. So you would grab a crystal that would be grounding. So you could use like hematite or something of that nature. And you would hold it and it would help transmute that energy, that anxiousness in you into more of an earthly energy to help ground you and connect you and bring your energy back into your body. Grounding is correlated with the root chakra. So certain crystals will connect with certain chakras because of the frequency in which they radiate. So your chakras are just like hot spots in your body. They're portals, they're wheels is what they mean in Sanskrit. I'm not going to go over exactly all of it. If you want to learn more about the chakras, I'll do a whole nother video on that, but I'm pretty sure you can click on other videos of mine and I'll give an overview. So depending on what chakras you're working in as well, it can balance those out too, because it will bring the frequency of that chakra to the crystal. I just went over this in a speech that I gave a couple weeks ago. So how I would use this in, like, for myself, I'm wanting to balance my solar plexus, and I just have this readily available on my altar. So I would actually either lay this on my solar plexus, which is your stomach area, the navel. I would lay it on my solar plexus chakra, and then I would just lay and relax and allow for the healing to happen. And I would feel the energies from the crystals come in. Now, you'll probably want to tune into your crystals, and to do this, you can do several different things. And tuning into your crystals is just becoming more aware of how they're affecting your energetic system, bringing to your attention how you feel or how these things are making you feel or how they're communicating with you with the energy. How you can tune into crystals and to help you to start working with them if this is something that is new to you. I'm gonna grab my little baby Yoda crystal because I just love me some baby Yoda. What you can do when you tune into a crystal, you're trying to connect with it. Now, everything in our universe is consciousness. Everything holds a consciousness, whether you're aware of it or not, because we're all God consciousness energy, life force energy. So this crystal is essentially alive in some way or another, just not like you or me. What you're trying to do is to connect with that energy, and you're wanting to see how it communicates with you. And this meaning using your psychic abilities or your 5 senses elevated. That's all that your psychic abilities are. They're just your 5 senses elevated to a spiritual sense. They're heightened per se. So you're just more aware of things. And to do this, you have to slow your brain waves down. You're just becoming more conscious of these things that are already existing and already going on. You're just not paying attention to it because you're not connected to your body. Fear will do that to you. Hence why we live in a fearful society. Anywho, so what you can do to connect with your crystal, and I've done this before, it gives you a list of instructions in that book that I was talking about, Crystal Reiki Healing. So I like to hold it and I will actually feel into the crystal. I will bring my awareness to my hand and to the crystal, and I will set the intention of what my body is feeling. Like, I want to feel this crystal. You want to pay attention to how your body feels when you hold this crystal, because when you hold the crystal, even it's the same thing if you wear them, you wear bracelets, I do that too. Your body, your energetic system is going to shift according to the crystal, and it shifts dependent upon your current energy that you're spinning. So dependent upon how you feel, this crystal will make you feel a different way. It's going to bring you into balance. If you're conscious of it, you'll feel the shift and you'll feel actually what this crystal feels like. So this is green adventuring. So this crystal radiates a certain frequency, and it's used for certain things. So it's used for good luck and to also balance out your heart chakra. So you would use this if you're trying to bring in more like that abundance feeling, more love, more good luck. Me holding this crystal, I'm gonna feel different from it than what abundance or love or this type of crystal would mean or feel to you, because our energetic fields are different. So whatever I need in that moment, it will balance out my energy with the frequency that it needs to bring up in my heart chakra to actually balance my energetic system, to bring in more of those frequencies in my energetic field, thus bringing me back into. Thus, if I bring in this energy into my field, it's going to manifest more in my life. It's going to heal my physical body. It's going to radiate into my field. And then it's going to help manifest my physical reality to bring in more abundance, good luck, and that type of an energy. Back to tuning in, you're trying to connect with the crystal so you can actually be conscious of these things happening. It's very important for you to feel these energies. You want to become familiar with your energetic system so you can consciously shift it and be aware of your feelings so you can change them and use these tools to do so. The only way to do it is to practice feeling, and us humans hate feeling. One way you could do it is by using your clairsentient. Obviously, clairsentient is one of the clairs, your psychic abilities to feel. Me being an empath, like my strong suit, we are all empaths essentially because we are all energetic beings trading energy all the time. Some people are more shielded than others, so that makes them more susceptible and why we call them empaths. You can also see when you hold it, see what kind of thoughts come to your mind, see what visions come to your mind. Sometimes it can make you think of certain things, and this is more of your clairvoyance. So the vision, your third eye pretty much, might make you think of certain ideas, or being connected with this type of energy, maybe it balanced your energetic system enough to actually receive downloads. So you can do that. You can also put it close to your ear and listen to it. There is clairaudience. It is a real thing. That's one of my strong suits. So you can hear voices. If you can, I can hear voices. You can maybe hear ringing or things of that nature, or you might have somebody talking to you within yourself. You can also look at it. You can use your clairvoyance as well for vision. If that is a strong suit of yours, you can see actually an energetic outline coming from it. All objects have an aura, and just like you do, because we're all energy, so it will have an aura and you can actually see energy coming off of it. You can connect with it that way. I wouldn't necessarily taste it, but I've heard of people doing that. I wouldn't do it, but you could taste it if you want. That's a sense, but more so you can probably just see if there is a certain taste that comes to you. So I know for me, this type of energy, the heart chakra energy, the abundance, it really brings in a sweet taste in my mouth. It reminds me of like watermelon. It's like fruity tasting. So it's like sugary, high energetic, like fruit. So you can connect and tune into crystals with that, and you're just trying to connect with how they make you feel and becoming more aware of the energies in your body when you work with crystals. So they're good for balancing your energetic system. You can also use them to transmute energy, which is basically the emotions that you're feeling. If you're feeling the negative or the low vibrational emotions, so like this clear quartz is extremely powerful. It's one of the spiritual ones, and it transmutes energy. So meaning it can take any energy, any low vibrational energy, and bring it up to its level, which is a very high vibrational frequency. It is one of the, I call it spiritual crystals. I use this in selenite quite a bit, so in my energy work sessions. So this is actually one of like the most powerful crystals that you can use to, and also cleanse energies with too, because it transmutes it. So now that I've given you kind of an overview of what these things do for your energetic system, I'll kind of tell you guys how I like to use them within my own life, and even in my energy work sessions. So first off, I do love to wear crystals. I usually wear a labradorite crystal, especially in my energy work sessions. And I used to wear it at night too because it helps you with lucid dreaming and just getting clear messages in dreaming. If you do a lot of dream work, labradorite is perfect to put under your pillow or next to your nightstand. It helps with psychic abilities. It's for the third eye and the throat and the crown, I do believe. I like to wear crystals, and I do this with, you can do beads as well. They're the same thing. So this is like amethyst for my connection, black onyx, and then this one, I can't remember what this one was, but it was for grounding. So these crystals are to bring me clarity. These two help me ground and help calm my anxiety. So that's why I use them, and whenever I am when I'm starting to feel anxious or something of that nature, I'll actually spin them, and then it will remind me to bring my awareness to my body and then create that frequency within myself. So that's just kind of how it is a tool. These things do radiate a frequency because of, they're part of the earth, their energy as well too. But you are also part of that, and you are the epicenter for it all to take place. It's just becoming consciously aware. I will actually use crystals as well to transmute energy, meaning that to change the frequency of it. So if you know the law of thermodynamics, energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It just changes form or frequency. It vibrates differently. So when you're wanting to take a low vibrational frequency that you might have within yourself, you can transmute it into a higher one, or cleanse it, or whatever you want to say. So like with this citrine, I can put it on my solar plexus, and it will take whatever low vibration that is in that chakra and bring it up to the same frequency of this crystal. It transmutes it. So you can do things like that. You can also cleanse. I love to cleanse my crystals with selenite. I cleanse everything with selenite. I will brush my aura with selenite. I will cleanse my crystals, and I do this, all I do is touch it and it cleanses it. I cleanse like my tarot decks, any kind of spiritual tools, I cleanse them. The Reiki room, I cleanse the bed with this thing. I brush people's auras with this thing when I'm done with Reiki sessions. I seal in energy when I'm done with the Reiki sessions with this thing. I cut cords with this thing. Any kind of energy that I want to cleanse or even transmute, I use this guy, or clear quartz. But this is just it's a wand. User-friendly. So that is how that you can use crystals to cleanse, and you can use crystals to cleanse other crystals. So I will actually use this also after Reiki sessions for myself. I will hold it, and I will even sometimes brush my aura with it, or I'll brush the aura of the client. It's really, really important to take care of your own energy after energy work sessions, just FYI. I also use crystals in my Reiki sessions. Now, not just to say I have them in the room, because I do. Sometimes I build grids, and sometimes I build grids on clients. So not necessarily like intricate like grids, but I'll use crystals like this. This is a pendulum, but you can see the crystal down here. It's very pointed. I will use the points, and I will build grids kind of on the client when they're laying down up by their head. So you can use that to like point energy. I will use tiny crystals like this, and I will actually place it on the client when I'm working over their chakra. And why I do this, and like I said before, it helps balance out the client's chakra to the crystal's frequency. It also helps me to focus my energy and my intention. So I use it as a tool, and it helps me bring in that energy too, to channel it through my body into theirs. So you can see how like there's several different ways that using one crystal in a session can help. Usually I'll use, all of the chakras, which each chakra correlates to a certain crystal or several crystals, but they're correlated with the same frequency of the chakra. So sometimes instead of that, if I feel like I need this guy, I'll bring this guy out. And it's also for the heart chakra. So like he's for the heart chakra, So is this rose quartz, green aventurine. So both of it give kind of the same frequency, but when I hold this, I feel more of a sweeter love, like a sweet pea type feeling. And then when I hold this, I feel more like an abundance, like good luck type feeling. Very similar frequencies, just slightly different, at least for me. Now you may feel something different, and that's not wrong. Not wrong at all. You can't go wrong with this stuff. I was being dramatic. But I also use, you can see how you can use it in a Reiki session. Sometimes I will actually build grids like in the room, like use the entire room for a grid. So I do this in my own house as well. So the big crystals, like the big crystals, like this guy, or I have an amethyst that is like a little bit bigger than this, something like this. You can use big crystals like this to actually build a grid in a room. And what I mean by this is I usually use, like, put them in corners, and I kind of like angle them to point to where I want. So like, for example, in my Reiki room, I have my amethyst pointed at my Reiki table. And I also have a bowl full of like Himalayan salt rock and like clear quartz and stuff like that to also like absorb energy. What you can do is, you know, put crystals in corners of the room, and you can also, you know, build a grid either like under the bed, or you can get like these little plates. Now, I don't think I've used this in an in-person session. I've used it in distant, but you can get these plates or just these boards, and you can build grids for a certain frequency that you're trying to bring in. And I'll have to like see if I can't find some pictures, but my spiritual teacher, she is like specializes in grids and crystals, honestly, and I'm surprised I actually like am not obsessed with them because of how much she is and I'm around it. You can actually build grids and use them in just like on a plate and just have them sitting in the room. I've done that for a Reiki session before, but I didn't build the grid by myself. Sam built it. You can also like put candles in it and then light the candles. It's pretty cool. So you can use crystals in a Reiki session like that as well too. That's how I like to use them in healing sessions. Now, you don't have to do Reiki to use them in sessions. Some people actually just strictly do crystal healing sessions, which they probably sometimes incorporate, which they place like crystals and build like a grid around you with you laying on the ground, probably depending on, you know, who you go to, but they probably also incorporate like sound tools and things like that. I also like to put these things just in my house. If you go into my living room and into my kitchen and into my bedroom, you will find crystals just sitting around on the just fireplace, on the countertops. Like, I have crystals everywhere. So, and it's on purpose, and I want more of them. You can bring in certain energies into your home. If you haven't seen my like how to bring in, how to like design your home around a certain vibration that you want to bring in, watch that video, because you can do this with crystals. So you use it as a tool to bring in a feeling or a vibe. Or if you want a room to be a certain vibe, you can use crystals to do it. So I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. So you can really use these crystals, like they're part of energy work. I mean, they are energy. We are energy. So it just makes sense that they would help us balance our energy. I call them little gifts from the earth. Just like food grown from the earth is little gifts for healing. You can really use these for your advantage. You have to just start working with them, and a lot of people just kind of think it's woo-woo, but everything is energy, and everything is really about how you feel and your thoughts, and these can help balance both of those things. But like I said, it is a tool. It's ultimately the you that has to do the healing, but these can help bring forth certain healings into your life and even help you heal, you know, on a physical level. Now, doesn't mean replace it with Western science, because I'm gonna have so many people comment, you shouldn't say that. But it can help you, it can assist you. I am a firm believer that holistic healing is a great complement or in addition to Western medicine. Just don't rely strictly on these things, guys. That's what I'm saying. If you guys have any questions, please drop them in the comments below. Some of my favorite crystals to work with are obviously amethyst. I love all things third eye chakra. So it's just, for some reason, it's the psychic feeling. I just love the mystical magic part of it. So I love working with amethyst. I love working with selenite, clear quartz. I do use a lot of root chakra crystals, so hematite is my favorite for that. I actually carry it around in my purse because I know the importance of grounding, and the root chakra is one of the hardest chakras to heal. It's basically where the majority of our trauma is stored as humans because it's our foundation. I carry a lot of hematite. I love red jasper. You can do blood jasper as well too. And I wear a lot of throat chakra because I do a lot of speaking, not just like with my YouTube videos, but also with public events or in my 9-to-5 job. I do a lot of presentations and trainings that I have to give public speaking on, unfortunately, because I suck at it. That's why I hold crystals when I do it. Hopefully that gave you guys a good idea of what you can use these crystals for, what they are actually used for. Yes, it is science. Yes, these things are energy. Yes, you are energy. They come from the dang earth, guys. They're not woo-woo. They're not taking the place of God. They are a piece of God, just like you and just like me. So it's not worshiping. It's not anything outside of yourself. It's just a little bit of fun. They're super pretty. They make you feel good. What's wrong with it? Anyway, I'm just being over dramatic. Thank you guys once again. I would really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me grow my channel. It helps me fulfill my dream of being a YouTuber. I absolutely love spreading good vibes and using this platform, spreading information and knowledge. With that being said, guys, sending you all of my light and all of my love. We'll see ya.